Hi everyone. This is a video that I was talking about on my previous one. I got so excited because I was experimenting around. I did searches all over Google, all over YouTube. Alcohol, ink, and resin is all over the place. It is. It's everywhere. They talk about how you can put alcohol. We all know about putting alcohol ink in epoxy resin. we know all about putting alcohol ink and making it into sprays. We know all about alcohol ink and using it as top coats of color pours. We know all about alcohol ink and how to add accents to mixed media art. We know all about alcohol ink paintings and alcohol ink artists that work on tiles and Yupo paper, and I've even done it on wax paper. We've heard bukus of stuff about alcohol ink on everything but what I'm fixing to show you. I couldn't find it anywhere. If it's out there, somebody let me know, because I couldn't find it anywhere. And I did it just by wanting to know if it would work, because I do have a history and a knowledge of alcohol ink, and I've done paintings with alcohol ink. I've used it for years and years and years. I have a big, huge alcohol ink on wax paper in my craft room that I did 14 years ago. This right here is because I started playing around with polyurethane. In fact, that's the first resin that got me into making resin. Polyurethane is great. It's heat resistant. It turns white. It cures in 10 minutes. It's a fantastic resin. The only con was, if you tried to put a pigment in there, you could get nothing but pastel colors. You can't use glitter with it because it's an opaque resin. You can do a mica brush on the mold, and that's gorgeous, but who wants a solid mica color of anything? On most items. Some items it works. Hence the retro clock that I did, and the pumpkin that I did. That's a micro brush color. I didn't use the 10-minute resin, but I could have. But there's a lot of things you want to add detail or design to, and you can't really do that very well with the polyurethane resin. And so I started playing around with my alcohol inks. Now I had to pull them out because I have alcohol inks that are 16 years old. I started with the Ranger alcohol inks. Some of them are so old I can't even get the tops open. I don't think I can get the top open to this. I tried the watermelon last night. I could never get it open, and no, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this one open either. Yeah, that is on there. Maybe with some hot water. That is the watermelon, by the way. But I started playing around. I first tried the alcohol ink blending solution right on the mold. That didn't work. That didn't work good at all. And then I tried just putting the alcohol ink with some alcohol on there and started beating up really bad. But then I realized I had forgot. I had this little contraption. Then I realized, well, let me try blowing it around. And the minute I started using this and blowing it around, the beading stopped. The colors popped out. And it was like the only thing that you really can't get prior to pouring. Now, this is all prior to pouring, doing it right on the mold. The only thing you can't get that way is the cells. You can't get the cells that way. And anybody who does alcohol ink knows what I'm talking about with the cells. I will show you in just a minute. But what I did learn, and this is what it looked like. This is a phone stand. This is what it looked like when I did it in the mold. That is the colors I got in the mold right there. That's from me putting alcohol ink down and using this. And I poured the white polyurethane resin, and in 10 minutes it was ready to come out. But of course the backside was real ugly because part of this had dripped on the backside, and it didn't look good at all. So after it cured, I did that. And when I did that, I was ready to do my happy dance on camera. I did that. I did the bottom. Now this is not sealed. This is sealed. I have sealed this, and I have sealed this with an archival clear spray. Now I could have done a top coat with epoxy resin. I probably could have done a top coat with UV resin. UV resin and I don't get along really well, but I could have done that. But I chose to do the archival clear, crystal clear, because it helps with the fading. And now the painting that I have on wax paper was not sprayed. It was not finished. It's 15 years old. And it has just now started to fade. I have a picture in a frame upstairs that has hung on my wall in the direct sunlight for over 15 years. It has not faded at all. And I will show that to you on another video, but it has not faded at all because I did spray the alcohol ink painting that I did on UV paper before I framed it. I did spray it with the archival crystal clear spray. But this right here is nothing but, and the people that watch this video on my Facebook group, and yes, it is only open for the people that's in my Facebook group. It's a 2.5 hour video. It's when I did this and some other things, and it's when I was experimenting around, and it will show you how fast I did this. I mean, I basically just took bloop and started sponging and blowing, and within, I want to say 2 minutes at the most, this and this was all done. The sides, everything, it was completed. This is not the colors I probably would have chose. This definitely is not the colors that I would have chose. It's still very pretty. And it is very washable. You can take, and I show on my other video where I scrub this with alcohol, with a wipey, and it doesn't come off. It's embedded in with the resin. When you do it on after it's cured, of course, you're going to have to seal it. You are. But the polyurethane resin is heat resistant. And on phone stands, I don't know if y'all have ever had this issue, but on phone stands, and this is how this phone stand works right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the phone stand right there. The heat from the phone can make a regular epoxy resin bendy. That's just the way it is. It makes it bendy. And so anytime I can use the polyurethane resin when it's going to be in contact or close to heat, that is my preference, and that is my go-to resin. And it's the Let's Resin polyurethane resin that I've been using. Now, I'm so excited about this, because now I'm going to pour this and let this cure. And then I'm going to show you how I do a fast. It's not going to be anything fancy, but how I do a fast little picture where I use a paintbrush in with this. And of course, this is a mold, and it's got an easel, so it can sit on the easel. And when I get done with that, because there is a lip, I will be pouring just a small layer of resin over the top to seal the alcohol ink. These right here, I'm going to put alcohol ink down in the mold and then pour and show you what that looks like. The same thing with this, because I didn't want to have to worry about getting all that gold out. And I did put the gold around the edges, but I didn't want to have to worry about taking and getting that gold totally out of there. So I'm going to do the alcohol ink also in this one. And then I'm going to pour on top of this. I've got 3 little Christmas ornaments. And I'm going to do this. And these are the 4 right here that I'm going to do prior to pouring. This one I'm going to pour first, and then I'm going to do it. If we have time. Now, if this turns into too long of a video, then you'll see me pour this, and in the next video, you'll see me actually painting the picture on there. I am so excited, and if somebody out there has had a video on there, I would love for you to contact me and let me know where the video is. I will post it. I will post it on my video and say, okay, so-and-so posted this video where they actually used straight, not mixed with resin, but straight alcohol ink on a mold, or straight alcohol ink on top of white polyurethane, not epoxy resin. We're not talking about epoxy resin here. We're talking about strictly polyurethane 10-minute cure resin. And if anybody's got a video out there where they've done that, please let me know. And I will put your video on mine. And I will let them know that, no, this person did this prior to. And of course, the video needs to be dated. And I have no problem doing that, but I could not find it anywhere. So if you do have one out there, it's not visible. I've had so many people searching and nobody could find anything. So I'm excited. I now know I can do it. And since I know I can do it, I wanted to share it with y'all. And so here we go. I have, and I can't find my little sprayer. And this is going to drive me bonkers. I've had it for years. I was using it last night. And I've done something with it. And I hate it. Because, and I am looking for it. I meant to look for it before I put the video up. Oh, here it is. This is a little, yeah, I've had this for 15 years. It's got alcohol in it. It's just a little bitty sprayer. Okay. And this is another thing I was going to show you. I have these. I used them in U-Bill paper. They come in the square, and they also come in the round. And they have little felt pads that you attach to this. And you can put alcohol inks right on there, and you get a lot of cells this way. Which I will show you when we start working with finished pieces. Right now, I'm just going to spray just a little bit of alcohol down in these. I'm not going to do this one yet. And that's just to get them flowing. Hope y'all can see these. I'm looking to see. Okay, you can see them. First one we're going to use, these are Let's Resin. I don't know about Let's Resin. I do know that the Temu Code Ranger alcohol inks do well. I do not know about Let's Resin. And if they don't do as well, then I will go on to something else. This is the Pinata Gold. And this is called Mixative. And this is the copper. Use that sparingly, because that will take over. And I'm not too sure about this. For some reason, I'm thinking that Let's Resin alcohol inks are thinner for some reason. And yes, I do use white. And then I just start blowing. And I know it doesn't look like much right now, okay? Oh, I need to move those because this is going to get everywhere. It doesn't look like much now. And I agree, it does not. And this is a messy thing. Okay, this is messy. This is not a craft project that is going to be clean. Make sure you wear your gloves. This is the Ranger. I just want to make sure that I have color on all of it. Oh, see, I can't get this open either. Nope. Oh my goodness. Oh, is that coming? Okay. I'm looking to see where the white is. Now you have to remember, what you see on the back side is not what you're going to see in the front. You can't really see what you're going to see in the front. But the good thing is, it doesn't really matter, because you can change it up if you don't like it once it comes out of the mold. And I will show you that also. And I am going to clean up the edges. And I'm going to set that aside. And we're going to go on to the next one. And the next one we're going to do blue. And white. Actually, we're going to use the rainbow alcohol ink, because I want it to make it look like a okay. And then we're going to use the silver, which is a mixative alcohol ink. And then we're going to blow. I got way too much in here. Way too much. So I've got to blow some of it out to get it to stick on the mold. And it will. It'll eventually stop separating. And it will stick to the mold. And yes, as I said, this is a messy craft. I guess maybe that's why I like it. Okay. Just trying to cover up the spots that don't have any color. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Yep, I got. Yeah, I'm getting that color in there. Okay. Okay. And then this one. Let's see. I don't know what colors I want to use. Let's do a green. Let's do a green and let's do some different color shades of green. How about that? Oh, no, oh, okay. Yep, I got it. Opaque dye. Let's see. What do we have in here? Looking for a yellow. Okay, here's a yellow. Okay, let's try a blue. This isn't really Christmassy, but that's okay. And let's try. I don't want to try the copper again. Okay, let's try the white. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to put the gold in. You know what I'm going to try? I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to try it, okay? We're going to put just a couple of pieces of this in here if I can find my little tool. And I cannot. Let me get my tweezers up here, because this will stick to the mold. So let's just put, this might turn a different color, okay? Oh no. This is not sticking to the mold like I want it to. But we're gonna keep trying. I should have put that on first. This is how we learn, right? Yes. This is definitely how we learn. By playing around and experimenting. yeah, this is not going to work. That gold, I can't do the alcohol ink with the gold in there. I should have put the gold in there first. Because I want the two, see, I want that look. I want that look right there. So, putting the gold in there was obsolete. But let's try this. Okay, that was a waste. We know that now. Put it in first and then put your alcohol in. But I do want some sparkle. So. Okay. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I want it to be fast, and this is not for show pieces. This is just to show you how to play around with this and what happens. Now this is, I'm just cleaning my mold up a little bit because I am OCD about this. That's just who I am. I am sorry if it bothers you. Just fast forward. I do try my best. Yes, I know. Sometimes my best is not very good. But it is my best, so that's all I can do. Okay. We've got these three. Oh, well, there's one little piece of gold. We'll see what happens there. This right here, I sort of want bright. Oh, that's an opaque color. I want purple, I think. And I want pink. And a blue. That's a sapphire blue. It's magenta. Did I have a pink over, a purple over here? Passion purple. Okay. Now I'm just going to do this. I'm not even putting alcohol in it right now, okay? You can see what it's doing. Nope, that's not open. And I probably should be shaking these up too, which I have not been doing. And I am trying to make this fast, so this is not a very long video. But I'm not good at doing that either. Did I put the sapphire blue? I don't think I did. Let's put a little bit of the sapphire blue in here. Okay. And as always, I'm going to use the white. Okay, that's all I'm going to be using. And then here I go. I'm just blowing the colors. And too much. I got way too much purple in here. Way too much purple. I don't like this purple. So, let me show you what I'm going to do. If you get too much of a color in here, take a baby wipe. And you wipe it out. And then you go back in and you add the color that you want. That's all you have to do. Where's the sapphire blue? Oh, let's try the green. I mean, you know, if I get murky colors, then I get murky colors. It's not going to be... Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of white. Okay. Then we're going to blow. We're going to blow around again. Now, is this abstract? Well, sure it is. And I'm just using this because you can do this on anything. Doesn't have to be a flat surface. It can be done on jars. It can be done on statues. It can be done on anything. What did I do? I just knocked over a little cup. And I hope you can see what's happening here. And do you want to pick it up? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you do. Now, can you use this with epoxy resin too? I don't know. I've not tried it yet. I will be trying it. I've not seen anybody do this with strictly alcohol ink on the mold and then pouring any kind of resin, but I definitely have not seen it. I would think it would have been more possible for somebody to have done this with epoxy resin. In fact, I would have a hard time believing somebody hasn't done this exact thing with epoxy resin. I don't know. I've not seen it, but I mean, I can't imagine nobody has ever done this, tried this with epoxy resin. But I could not find anything. And I did a major search for the other, and I could not find it anywhere. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my heat gun. And I can tell you right now, I have so many layers in this right here. I can tell you that I'm going to have to wipe some of this off when it comes out of the mold. And part of it will wipe off. It will, because I've got a very thick layer of alcohol ink on here. And I didn't spray any alcohol down on this one, or this one. Only that one. This is straight alcohol ink with no alcohol or anything else. I'm going to make sure these are dry before I pour the resin in. And y'all don't have to watch me drying these. So I'll be back when I have the resin mixed. Okay, I'm back. And I'm mixing up the resin. You don't spend a whole lot of time doing this. 2 minutes at the most. You don't have much working time. And it looks pretty clear to me, so I'm going to go ahead and start pouring this one. This is going to have a little bit of oh, what is that stuff called? Glitter. May not have mixed enough up. Maybe it'll be enough just to show you. If I can get that down. At least cover the bottom of it so where I can show you. I really want, I'm gonna mix up just a little bit more because I do want to go ahead and you know what, I'm not sure if I should use alcohol. I'm gonna pop those bubbles if I can. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pour a little bit. I'm going to make up a little bit more of this. Now, of course, you don't have to watch that either. So I will be back. Hi, everyone. We're back. I messed this one up. I stuck. Yeah, I tried to put more in, and yeah, it gets hard. But I can sand that down. And see, this is not done yet. It's sticky. I think the majority of them are still sticky, and I overpoured. I'm so bad about overpouring. I think maybe we might be able to get the bases out, and we'll go ahead and demold these. This is just a plain white one. There's a little air bubble there. This is one that I poured the other day and just needed a little bit left in there, so I went ahead and topped that off. We're going to set that right there. This one is dusted with the gold mica powder with the polyurethane. Oh no, see, it was too soft. Oh, I just ruined that. I just put a wrinkle in there. Well, maybe I can smooth it out. Okay, that's what the mica powder looks like. That's without anything. That's with the mold being brushed with mica powder. It's very pretty, but it's solid. And this stuff is still so soft. I don't know. I probably should not be taking these out because they're still quite warm. But this is so over poured. I'm going to try to take this out now if I can, so I can get all this off of here because it's a bunch. And the softer it is, the easier it is to get it off. I cut the majority of it off. See all that? See all that over pour? It is a bunch. And so I'm going to take my scissors. I probably should put my glasses on. They're on top of my head. They're not on my eyeballs where they need to go. Okay. These other little places I can get after it dries with just a little bitty filing. No, not filing, a little bitty file or emery board. Just little teeny pieces on the edges. I don't know if y'all can see me doing this or not. And there's still a couple little edges that I need on the corners right there. And there's a little bit more over here. I just didn't want to get too close. This little lip I can get off later. But I got the majority of it. And that's what I wanted. Okay. There's the first piece. Okay. Let's try this one. It's got a lot of over pour. So I'm going to cut the over pour off first. And then I will flip it over. Now the over pour is horrible. I do have bubbles in this one, which is okay. I can still fix it. But I would prefer not to have bubbles. But they are fixable. See, with the over pour, you take the stuff off the side. And if you didn't over pour, then you'd have these pretty sides, which I do not have because I have over pour. But that's what the first one looks like. It's not anything really special. Yes, I know. See, it is. Part of it's coming off. Wow. Is that an uneven mold? Why did it do that? Some of these molds I'm wondering about. I've not poured those, but look how crooked that is. I don't know. Okay. And I told you that it's going to take, like, if you got too much alcohol on it. I've put alcohol. And see, it is removing the top layer. And it will. It will remove everything that is not in the resin. And I'm scrubbing it with alcohol. And I think it's so cool because it reveals what's truly in the resin and what is not. And I actually prefer what it looks like now as to what it looked like then. And that's what it looks like now. And that is what, and I don't know if you can see the shine or not. And that was just me quickly just throwing, but that's on there. That's not going anywhere. I'm scrubbing it with alcohol. See? It's gotten just about everything that's sitting on the top off. And that's what you're going to be left with. Now you can top coat this if you want. And that was just the blue and the silver. And the silver overtook it. Okay. Let's try the next one. I don't like the way that's done, though. That's weird. Okay. Now this is what it looks like right out of the mold. Once again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a baby wipe. With some alcohol. I got a little bit of alcohol over here. That's what I'm using. See, it's taking the top layer off, which is okay with me. I wish it wouldn't take the mica off, but for some reason it is taking the mica off. The mica is not staying, but the alcohol ink is. Look at that. Isn't that wild? The mica was on there first, and then the alcohol ink. So it's taking the top coating, and it's just leaving what actually went into the resin. And I hope you can see this. And I'm not rubbing lightly either. I'm scrubbing this down. Now, I want to show you something here. See how it's got the white? Now this has got shimmery, but I don't like the white spots there. Okay, I don't. So, we're going to take, let's see. Is that the green I want? Let's take a little bit of the green. I got a little bit of the white. I've got a brush here. Sorry if you saw the top of my head. I got some alcohol here. Let me get some out. Okay. Cleaning my brush off. It's got purple all in it. I want that purple, which purple would be pretty in here. Okay. I'm putting just a little bit of the alcohol. And I'm going to put it around in different places. I don't think it's enough to blow, but I'll blow. And then I'm going to put a little bit of more alcohol. And I'm going to blow. And I don't know if you can see this or not, and I hope you can. Oop, there goes the alcohol. I want you to be able to see something here in just a minute. And I'm going to blow this. Okay. Now, when I was talking about cells earlier, and I'm looking for, there it is. I'm looking for my little thing here. Now you get ready to dry this, okay? I've got my blower. In fact, I'm going to turn it on low. I'm going to have it ready. Because when you get the cells that you want, you be ready to dry it. I'm going to lift it up so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. You see how it produces cells? You see how it produces these little, I don't know if you can see it. And see, I like those little, I'm weird. I like those little hands, okay? Those little arms that are stretching out. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. And I think this is just about out, and maybe that's what the problem is. It's not. Can you see the little cells forming? I hope you can see that. I'm going to dry it, because I want it to stay that way. You see the little cells right through there? That's what I want to keep. So I'm drying it so it stops moving altogether. But I'm not done yet. Just adding a little bit, and normally I would have that little spongy thing. Sometimes I use a brush because I can control a brush better. And sometimes I do use a brush. And then I just dab my brush in with alcohol to form different cells, or to take the line away. You see the little cells that's forming in there? So I don't like that white line right there. So I'm over here. I'm just dabbing my brush on top. And my brush is too wet. So let me get enough alcohol on here. Okay. What is that? To cover that line up. Okay, and I did. And to cover that spot up. And that spot right there. Say I want to make a design going all the way up. You see what I'm doing here? I'm creating what I want on this. I'm using a brush. I use a brush a lot with alcohol ink. I love alcohol ink. You don't ever know what you're going to get, okay? But you can somewhat control it with a brush. Now I want y'all to look at this because this is just one color green. I didn't open the white. This is just one color green. And then the rainbow that I put 3 drops on. Now, you see what you can, and see, I love this. I love this because it's abstract. I love the design on this. I love that it's shimmery. I love that when you look at it, you see several different patterns. You see several different colors. Now you see the edge, and you think, ooh, that's not good. I don't like that edge. You could use a gold or copper edge on here. You could very much do that. I'm just doing this. I don't want it to go in the front, because I want to leave my design on the front the way it is. I'm covering up the gold because it's not on the front anymore, so. And I'm just dabbing. I'm just dabbing. It's going to do the work for you. It's going to form different cells. It's going to form different shading. And if that's too much, and if you don't like it that dark, then you dip your brush in the alcohol and you remove some of it. Don't put too much alcohol. The littlest amount of alcohol you can use, the better off you are. Let the alcohol ink do the majority of the work. Just a little bit. I mean, I'm dipping. You see that dark line? Okay. I'm getting rid of that dark line. I dip in there. I wipe the majority of it off on the baby wipe, and then I go back in. It does not take much alcohol, y'all, to do this with. I love this, and I could spend hours doing this. Now, this may not be your cup of tea. It may not be, but I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to dry the edges. now we're going to just put some of that, and we're going to put, let's see, where's the gold? I want the gold. I put all my alcohol inks up, and I shouldn't have, because I want the gold pinata. And I don't see it. What is that? Nope, I don't want that one. It's silver. Here it is. The gold pinata. That is not mixed up good. But you see, I'm just dabbing it. This is when I wish I had my felt, because the felt does a total different effect than these do. But I'm going to use this right now just to show you how quick you can cover a back. Okay, now this is when I spray my alcohol. This is when I start blowing. I didn't spray enough alcohol. I think I'm almost out of. You see how it beads up? That's when you start blowing. And if you don't have enough alcohol on here, I hope y'all can see that. And I'm going to spray a little bit more alcohol. Okay. And I'm trying to keep this on this side, not the other side, because the other side I've got pretty much done the way I want it done. I don't like that. That's too much. So I'm going to try to blow it. If I can't blow it, I'll just remove it. And I'll show you that in just a second. This is not, I'm not getting it. Alcohol. Okay, I don't want to use this, but I will. Way too much alcohol. Way too much alcohol. But okay. And then if you don't like it, if you think it's too much, dab it. Don't be afraid. Get in there and just experiment. Now, I like that. I think it's pretty. But I'm not finished with it. Because I gotta put more alcohol in here. Yes. Is a small sprayer important when you're doing this? Yes, it is. You need to be able to control the spray. And a big spray bottle is going to put too much spray on it. You can also use can air. Can air, the force of that will give you totally different effects. And it's really cool. I gotta prime the thing. It's not coming out. And when it does come out, I don't want it to... Oh, please don't break. Please don't stop working. Oh, I think it stopped working. Oh, this is not good. Oh, there it goes. Okay, just had to prime. Okay. I'm going to go back in the same way I did. I'm going to get the alcohol up here. I'm going to move this around with my brush. I want those cells. You see what's happening? As I put the alcohol on, it's forming cells. And that's what I want. I want a little bit of green. Then I'm going to add some gold. And you just play around, y'all. There's no rhyme or reason. And for somebody to say, there's only one way to do this, well, no, there's not. It's like saying there's only one way of doing art, and there's not. Art is nothing but colors and shadows and shapes. And it's up to the person doing the art, the way they see all of it. And thank goodness we are all different, and we see things in different ways. And that by no means does that make it indifferent or wrong, because it does not. Where's the gold? And I could do this for hours, and I need to go on because this video is already too long. But I want to show you. And I don't have this gold mixed up. This pinata gold is normally really thick and not as translucent. Here it goes. Okay, it's doing a little bit better. And I want it there. And I'm picking up some grain. It's down on my, and I'm going to pick up just a little bit of alcohol. Just a little bit more alcohol. And I'm making the cells pop. And I am putting some pressure. And I hope you can see that. You see what is happening? I hope you can see it. It's forming cells. And I really hope you can see that. And I'm going to stop with this one because we still have one more to go. But, and I'll dry this real fast. But that's the back side that was all white. Those are the edges. And that's the front. Now it doesn't look anything like it did when it came out of the mold. But if you're happy with the way it looks when it comes out, leave it alone. Now see, that's white. And I'm going to play with this one. I'm not going to leave this alone either. But I'm not going to do it tonight on the video. And now this is the one that had the deeper colors. I think the reds and the green. This one isn't really overpoured at all. So the back looks pretty good right now. So let's see. And I'm really happy with this, except for the few little white areas. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some grain. I'm going to take some gold. I'm going to dry my brush off. I don't want alcohol on it right now. I'm going to go in. Okay. Yeah, I'm just making little dots.